Another week, another trading cycles video. It's week 24, 2024. My name is Urmas, and I'm here to give you an overview of what has happened last week on financial markets and what to expect this coming week. Today is Monday, 10th of June. Before we dive in, you are obviously free to smash that like button as well if you do enjoy this content, and please subscribe to this channel as well if you haven't done so already. And I always need to remind you that this content is provided for educational purposes only. You do need to do your own due diligence before making any decisions, and always trade the price, not the prediction. Alright, so let's have a look what has happened. Also last week was quite important for Eurozone. There were PMI numbers coming out which did rise, so that's a good sign. Also ECB did cut rates for the first time now in a while, from 40% to 3.75. And US oil, obviously prices did fell as well. It was the worst month since November, the month of May. And OPEC Plus did extend their cuts as well, so they will try to keep up with the declining demand and obviously keep the prices still on the same levels, or save what they can. Now US PMI numbers did come out as well, and it was contracting now for the second month in a row, from 49.2% in April to 48.7% in May. And jobless numbers came out as well. They were showing initial jobless claims total at 229,000 for the week ending in June 1, which is up 8,000 week over week. And what else? Record solar installations in US. That's a good sign as well. So obviously this sector is starting to pick up again. Now, what else we got here? Penny stocks are showing a rise in interest there, which hasn't been on those levels for quite some time now. Obviously, they are very risky. So if you're into trading penny stocks, it's kind of like a casino still, I believe. Yes, it's not really best way to invest your money, but obviously you might be lucky there. But yeah, it kind of shows that market is starting to top out as well. If there's going to be more and more interest on those risky assets, then yeah, it's kind of a sign. Now, what's also not the best sign is that profitability of small cap companies is quite high, or actually not high, it's quite low to be exact. So earnings per share of the companies who are not profitable, so basically 42% out of all small cap companies are not profitable. Luckily that number is not that high on large cap and mid cap companies, but still it's not looking good at the moment. Although when we compare it to financial crisis at 2008 and tech bubble, which was back in 2000, then these numbers are not that bad. Obviously small caps hasn't performed very well, and we do know that, and there is a reason behind it. So they are simply not profitable enough. Now, what else has been in news? Basically, we had some technical issues last week, or not we, but New York Stock Exchange had. So, for example, Berkshire Hathaway share price dropped about 99.97%. It was quite cheap to buy at some point, but yeah, it was just a technical glitch, and obviously if you did manage to get those shares for that price, then they were being cancelled. So yeah, this is something to bear in mind. And also Nvidia did become a $3 trillion company now, which is quite high number already for this company. And they did announce now a split as well from today. today on, one stock of NVIDIA has been split to 10. So if you did held, let's say 10 stocks of NVIDIA, then now you have 100 of them. And therefore, yeah, this price didn't drop in about tenfold. It is just a split that's taking place. All right. Now looking at technical picture here. So S&P 500 did perform quite well last week, so that's a good sign. What else we have here? Yeah, if we look at the weekly, obviously it's quite strong as well. Still, no signs of weakness showing there so far, but small caps do show some weakness. So there is a first signal that is pointing to the downside, and we do expect for the next couple of weeks the market to start declining a bit. Yeah. And it mainly shows on the small caps at the moment. And sector-wise, the best performing sectors have been or who has been outperforming S&P 500, and one of them is technology, obviously, and second one has been now communication for the last week. So it did pick up very strongly there as well. And one of the sectors to keep an eye on is consumer discretionary. So basically, yeah, they are most undervalued so far, and we do expect some of the stocks from that sector to start performing very well in the next coming weeks. Insider trading did pick up a bit as well, but by the end of the week it did obviously decline again. Yeah, and VIX index is still on these lows. Yeah, no fear at all. If you look at seasonality, then yes, we do also expect here some drop there for the second half of June, but we are still in quite bullish territory. So this is not the best time to obviously short any stocks, but unless you are certain that the stock is not really worth anything. And seasonally, yes, this is the worst area of June. Yeah, basically it's the weakest time of the year, of summer months. Yeah, I believe. All right. Now statistically we do expect prices to decline on S&P in the period of 10th to 16th of June. On average, we have seen for the past 5 years about 60% of times prices declining, and average return has been 2.8 if you have been on short side. If you look at commercial positions, which are all the investment banks and everything else, so basically they are still on that kind of bearish side already. They're not increasing their positions rather than decreasing them, and that kind of shows that they expect that the market has stopped already. And asset managers did decline there as well with their positions a bit during the week, so there might be a slight drop coming in S&P as well. Astrologically, we're not in the best week either. Yeah, it's one of the weakest weeks of the year actually, quite negative week, and same goes for the next one. So yeah, nothing good so far. That's also shown on this graph here. And our black box model is also showing quite a bit weakness there in the beginning or in the mid June. Yeah. Now, if you look at the predictive price model that we did put out there cyclically last week for our members in Patreon, yeah? Patreon trading cycles, yeah. That did come out to be inverted. So actually this prediction was inverted, but yeah, it's now adjusted to that side. You can see those previous predictions on our Patreon site. They are coming up there. And same was true for gold. So we did put this prediction out inverted last week. Now it is adjusted to the actual price movement, and it was quite accurate to be honest. Yeah. What to expect this coming week then? The Fed meeting is very important. On Wednesday they will announce if they're gonna change any rates or not. But we expect that there's not going to be any change this time still. So CPI numbers will come out. Apple's developer conference will start today as well, yeah, and we do expect some AI features to be announced there, and the focus will be there, yeah. Tesla shareholders will vote on approving Elon Musk's nearly 56 billion pay package, yeah. All right, and we'll see how that's going to play out. There's quite a lot of resistance there. And what else do we have here? Earning reports as well, yeah. For example, Oracle, Broadcom, and Adobe are providing insight. How is the AI demand going? All right, so here are the rest of them as well, who will announce this week. So we're almost done with that earnings season already. And yeah, that's about it. So let's look at some, some trade ideas we had lay out there last week. So how did it go? We did point out Nike, Best Buy, and McDonald's. Nike was one of the best ones with their performance, so that went quite well. And Best Buy had already obviously done its job, so it did continue its rise as well, but there is quite a lot of resistance ahead as well. And McDonald's did quite okay, but Friday was quite negative. So we do expect this stock to pick up as well, because there's kind of that sort of head and shoulders, inverted head and shoulders forming here. And if it's gonna pick up, it should go quite a bit higher here as well, yeah. So this is something to keep an eye on. And if you look at what sort of pattern it's showing, yeah, these are these golden arches, obviously, yeah. It's quite interesting how it did form this pattern. But yeah, we do expect prices to go higher as well for McDonald's. Okay, and CWEN was one of the trade ideas as well. It did pick up quite heavily on Wednesday, and unfortunately it did form a divergence there, and obviously after that prices did drop back to that support level. So yeah, and if we look at some live charts as well, so looking at S&P 500, the next turning point is here on Monday, today. The next one coming up is on Friday, the 14th. Now these lines here, might not be obviously to the right direction, so need to be cautious about them. But yeah, we do expect some trend changes in those turning points, so that's important to understand. And looking at the oil has been on decline, but it did pick up a bit after that OPEC decision there, although we're still in that bearish area. Also, we do have a turning point coming up tomorrow, and the next one is on Friday. Gold market did decline very heavily on Friday, and that's where we saw that high point obviously playing out. I'm not sure if they are now inverted or not. Next turning point is coming up on Wednesday this week, and we did point it out here as a possible low, although it might be a possible high as well. So if they are inverted, they are the opposite actually. And now looking at Bitcoin, Bitcoin is has also turned on that turning point on Friday, and now it's moving sideways again. So it's in very tight range here. So at some point we do expect that these prices will break out one way or the other, but I do suspect it's gonna go rather on the higher side. Okay, and looking at biggest players here as well. So Apple has been very positive, although it's against that resistance now. So we do expect some resistance to form there. And Amazon has been obviously playing out as we did expect. So those lines are working very well, and this trend should continue for Amazon. Yeah. Okay, now Google is against that resistance now. It is obviously finding its direction, but at the moment it's still quite positive. And Microsoft is performing quite well as well after that drop here. Nvidia is obviously strong. Meta also strong. We do expect this price to go even higher. At the moment it's all positive. And Netflix is also quite positive, yeah, so we'll keep an eye on it. Now Tesla is also supposed to break out either one way or the other. We'll see. Obviously we are trying to protect us with those stop loss and target prices here, but we'll see how this trade is going to play out. PayPal did pick up, as we did point out last week, so that's all good. And Lululemon did announce earnings as well. It was very positive, but the strength is not there yet. Yeah, so we do not want to trade it to the higher side until we see some strength coming into play. But yeah, that's about it, I think. Oh yeah, one more thing. If you look at NEO as well, obviously NEO did announce last week its earnings, and they were quite weak numbers that they showed there. The revenue has been declining. It's not profitable, yeah, so obviously there's no strength, and we do see quite a lot of resistance here as well. So technically it's not good either. So that's about it. And if you do look for those trade ideas, then look into our Patreon channel. These are posted up there. All right, have a lovely trading weekend. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.